What's up? How's everybody doing? It's finally fucking Friday. Oh, thank goodness, man. This week has been a doozy at work in retail. If you've worked retail, you know what I'm talking about. The once a year festival of fucking inventory, of doing inventory for the whole damn store. Okay? If you worked at a small store, really not that terrible. But when you work at a massive store, if you work at a large floor space store, oh, it's so painful. So painful. But yeah, so thank God that shit's over with. Thank goodness. Who's in here? Dang Ross, what's up, man? How are you? How are you? Neil in the house. Saying hello. Robert, sir, you're as loyal as ever. Greatly appreciate that. There's my man Joe. What's up, Joe? How you doing? How's your week been? All right, we got a handful of y'all in here. So if you didn't check out my chili videos, boy was that interesting. You should watch my chili videos. First time ever making chili. I definitely did it much in several ways much different than in the way most people would probably make a chili. Mainly because I'm not a big chili person, and I don't like tomato so much. The taste of tomato, I don't like it to be very heavy, and typically that's what, as far as I know, what a lot of chilies are done, how they're done. So I'm not big on tomato, and so my chili was kind of more of sloppy Joe. Had much more sloppy Joe vibes than it did chili vibes, I guess. And damn those beans! I will never, ever, 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 ever use dry beans ever again for any kind of a chili. Ah. Well, see, Ginger Fisher, thank you for stopping by. Thank you. But yeah, so how can you be urban and not made any chilies? So I've made one. I have made one. You're welcome. You're welcome. I did it for you. No, I did it for you. Yeah. So I'm just not a chili person. I prefer sloppy Joe. I prefer grilling steaks and briskets and uh, pork chops and what have you. I just don't like tomato. I'm just not a big fan of tomato. I need to. I'm actually going to do that today. Y'all remind me before I end this live. Somebody remind me, please, that for my channel I need to make a playlist that all my videos that are about food be in a food playlist. If you got any clever titles, feel free. Feel free. Feel free to drop them in the comment. If you have any good, clever title names for the playlist of all my food stuff, because I've got enough of them out there now that they really should be thrown together as a playlist. Yeah, brisket chili would sound good, wouldn't it? I just mixed for this one. I just mixed because I was letting other people eat it, and not just me and my family. I just used ground beef and ground sausage. But yeah, people have done the brisket chili. I know that. I know that for sure. But let's see. Y'all want to do pocket checks? Y'all go ahead and throw pocket checks. I tell you, I have, in anticipation for EMP EDC, for John to drop the pulse. Y'all know how bad I want that pulse. And he keeps giving update announcements. And each one, I watch his little announcement on Instagram, and he's like, they're coming, they're so close, but not yet. And I got to do the QC. And I'm just like, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. But I have been faithfully carrying the EMP EDC relative all week this week. I have dedicated this guy in my pocket for the entire week, which is actually normally for many knives that I own. My collection is well over 200 by now. I typically don't do that. I typically don't go more than 2 or 3 days with the same knife or knives in my pockets. I like to change it out. I like to change it up. I like to enjoy every bit of my collection that I have. So it is rare for me to spend an entire week with the same knife or knives. And so along with this guy, this week I have carried primarily this guy, the Pena X Series Apache with the burlap micarta, which I just freaking love. This is exactly what this is like the perfect image. This is the perfect model of a modern day slip joint that's had a lock put on it. If that makes any sense to anybody but me. I feel like, because you get the modernness of it being a front / top flipper that works so damn well. Love the way that functions. You got a reverse Tonto-esque grinded spine type blade shape, which is just very modern and sweet. Love this blade shape. And you got the bolster, and then burlap micarta, baby. Milled titanium pocket clip. Beautifully well done. This is a damn masterpiece. Yeah. So freaking love this guy. And I like him even more so than the Raptor. And I have the Raptor. Where is he? He's floating around in one of these drawers right here. Where are you? There he is. So I also have the Raptor, which again, super, super similar. If you don't have one of these or haven't checked them out before, let's see if I'm gonna do it and hold these up right for you for the camera without nicking myself. There we go. Yeah. So you see how very similar they are. Just the Raptor has more of a sway back style handle. But otherwise, blade is very similar. The Apache does have the nail nick. I can't. That nail nick. Yeah. But yeah, the Raptor has more of a has that sway back handle shape, which there's nothing wrong with it. It feels good ergo wise, especially with draw cuts when you reverse it up. But I do prefer the curved natural handle of the Apache. But otherwise, both of these are freaking stellar. Yeah, I would love. They made an XL version of the Raptor. They did. And I'm waiting and hoping that they possibly will come out with an XL version of the Apache, because that would be sweet. I would buy the XL version of the Apache just because I love the Apache so much. But yeah, those have been my primary carries for the week, almost entirely all week long. Those are the ones that I've been carrying. So I'm going to go ahead and put those up since it's Friday and pick some other things to carry for the weekend here. I'm not going to carry this one, but I did carry this one for quite a number of days last week, and I've showed this guy quite a bit. So as you can see, the Concept Tuckamore, and I took the brown micarta scales out of there and did them in red, and boy, it came out like a very dark brick red. Just super, super sweet color. Really, really happy with the color that those ended up coming out as. Really, really cool. yeah, and I'm loving this knife more and more that I carry it and use it. So yeah, I'm not sure what knife. You know, I'm gonna grab this guy and carry this one for the weekend. This is the Civivi Vision with my dyed mint green scales. They were white, and, and I totally uh, had one hell of a time trying to get these scales to come out any color cleanly. And I eventually ended up with this mint green, which is very light colored mint green. So it's kind of cool. It's different because nobody else has dyed theirs this color. So yeah, I've got a one of a kind now because of that color. It's a mint, very light mint green, but still a sweet knife. Love the lock mechanism. So I'm gonna throw this guy in my pocket with fuck it. I'm gonna go with, because I want to go ahead and swap out the bearings in this guy. This is the F5.5 Urban EDC Supply F5.5. So I'm going to swap out the bearings in this and put Skiff bearings, which I purchased not too long ago and haven't gotten around to doing it yet because I've been at work every goddamn day this week. And then the kids have had so many freaking after school activities. And this last weekend, if you remember, Saturday, we went to the fair and had a blast at the fair. I got to tell y'all some funny shit about that. But yeah, so I'm going to carry the F5.5 and the Civivi Vision. Civivi Vision. It's hard not to. I want to always call it the Vision. Vision. It's fun to say it that way. No, but yeah. So the F5.5 and the Vision. That's what I'm going to carry this weekend. I'm going to have fun with those, and I'm going to carry probably my most favorite fixed blade these days. And I've been carrying this a lot this month, because of the fact that it's got the skull on the handle. Check that out. Ain't that sweet? How it's got the skeleton, skull in the head part right there, and the whole body. Yeah. So this is, if you don't know this knife, this is the Tops El Pionero. El Pionero. It's the most sweet looking tactical paring knife I've ever freaking laid eyes on, and I love it. I love this knife. This is a sweet little fixed blade, and it's done in shit. What's the steel on this guy? Is it their 1095 or is it something else? Hold on, we gotta look this shit up because I forget and it'll bug me if I don't look it up. The Tops Elm Pionero. Spexies. Yeah, it's in their 1095. So, I mean, like, how sweet would it be for them or anybody to do this sucker in like 154 cm or even 14C 28N? I'd goggle over, like drool over or whatever. Yeah, I got nothing wrong with it being the 1095. They do an excellent job with their 1095. But how sweet would it be to have, a high stainless steel with really good edge retention? But nonetheless, love this knife. Love it, love it, love it. He will be with me all weekend as well. And I've got the Ulti clip and Ulti clip on there as well. And I just throw him right into my pocket and clip him on into my pocket. He works out fantastic like that. Love that knife. Sweet little fixed blade. But yeah, Anybody else? Hey, Gone Ori's in here. What up? And Dang Ross in the house. How are you? B&A's here. Sweet. He's driving home. He's always driving. You do a lot of driving, man. I feel like you do more driving than I do. And I do a lot. What did y'all carry this weekend? Or this week? Yet today? Or yesterday? Or whenever? Or what do you want to carry this weekend? Anybody buy anything this cool this week? Who got a nip? I got the damn nip. I didn't plan on getting a nip. I didn't want to get a nip. Doom talked me into it without really talking me into it. So I got one. I ordered the all black one, the one with the black blade and the black handle and black hardware. The whole thing's blacked out. I got that from traditional pocket knives or traditional pocket, or whatever the website is. Yeah. So I ordered it through them. Got my 10% off, which I still, and I understand why. I understand how Devo Knives, their business platform, works. They have to pay a little bit more because they're having, and the knives got to cost a little bit more because they're just a designing website selling deal, and they've got to pay the knife manufacturer company that has it made. So yeah, there's more hands involved in reaching some change out of the cookie jar. So the cookie jar's got to be a little larger with the dollar sign. I get it, but it sucks that it has to be that way because I honestly think, even though I bought one, I honestly think the nip, despite the materials, I still think it should have been about $20 to $25 cheaper. Should have been. And it's hard to get a Devo knife when there's so many other companies that don't have that many hands involved that can do it for all that much cheaper with the same amazing materials, same amazing fit and finish and quality and beautiful design. So yeah, it's hard. And I get where Colin and Kevin are at with all that. And it kind of sucks. And you kind of have to be, for me at least, you have to really love the knife that they've made. You really have to love it, and you almost have to be a fanboy of them and really want to support them to get one of their knives. If anybody owns every single knife that they've made, that's true fanboyism. But yeah, so let's see. B&A carried a fastback. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. See, because he forgot his knife this morning. Oh, what a bummer. Don't you hate it when that happens? But the fastback ain't a bad choice. There's nothing wrong with the fastback. Good old Milwaukee. That's good. That's good. Did you make it through the day, B&A? Did you make it through the day? Did the fastback come through for you? You got a new $40 bar load today from War Eagle Blades. Nice. I have to check that out. War Eagle Blades. Huh. Neil yesterday had the Petrified Fish 818 and a Classic X SD and a tiny SOG. The itty bitty SOG. I get you. I got you, man. That's fine. Yeah, well, I am Eastern time zone. It is 4 p.m. for me too. It's just that I get off of work if I work my full 6-hour shift that I'm able to. I get off at 2:00, and I immediately got to go straight to picking up Little Urban, from school. and so then after that I'm home for the day. So today actually was my shortest days. I was scheduled to just have a stupid 4-hour shift this morning from 8 to noon, and that's retarded. I hate those because it feels like by the time you get anything done or get going on getting anything done, it's already time to peace out. And so and then customer flow starts to pick up, and it's like, okay, all I've done is just come in and fix shit that the people overnight fucked up or didn't do the things that they didn't do. I don't actually feel like I'm making progress or making a solid contribution to the store. I mean, I am, but I'm not. If you understand that, I'm crazy. So, anyways, I was supposed to get off at noon, and I ended up staying till almost 1 o'clock. Cranked out another hour because I can't stand doing the 4-hour shift. But some days when it's really slow and it's the same boring crap that I'm doing, the 6-hour shifts feel like an 8-hour shift. Well, that's retail. Okay, I got you. There's the wife. She's at work. She asked me out on a date. She called. We talked on the phone a little while ago, and she asked me out on a date. She says, "You want to go out tonight?" I said, "I don't know. I haven't done my nails. Haven't fixed up my hair. This thing needs to be taken care of and cleaned up and done something with it." We'll probably go out. I just love telling my 14-year-old that he's got to watch the other two for a couple hours. He hates it. He hates babysitting. It's not really babysitting if it's your own freaking siblings, is it? I don't consider that babysitting. And I don't consider that payment worthy. It's your own flesh and blood. It's family duties. It's like chores. It's an included task for your allowance that I am too cheap to give you. I just spent a couple of days ago. I had to take this kid shopping because all his pants. He all of a sudden, had a growth spurt, and all his pants were freaking high waters. So I had to buy him like four new pairs of pants. Or no, more than that. Six new pairs of pants. I bought him 6 new pairs of pants. 3 blue jeans and 3 pairs of other sweatpants. We call them fancy sweatpants because they have zippered pockets on them and a little more beefed up type waistband. So yeah, they're fancy. Oh, this shit's, and he's complaining, he's bitching about his shoes getting too tight for him, that his toes are pushing, and there's a hole in the front in one of them, and it's like, so he wants this new pair of shoes. It's like $60, and I'm just like, really? I just spent almost $80 on a bunch of pants for you. Now I gotta spend another $60 on shoes, and he wants a cell phone. Of course, he doesn't want just any cell phone. He wants a freaking iPhone 15. So, damn this kid. Yeah, we're talking about you. How you doing?
What did I do?
What'd you do? You costing me too much money. That's what you do.
I was looking at that.
What did I get in the mail today? Bitch made. We got some bitch made shit.
No, stop saying that.
Bitch made. This came in the mail today.
I have a question.
Cool. No questions.
What's Beta Club?
I don't know.
Beta Club?
Yeah, it's where they trap you into doing something that you didn't want to do in the first place. That's what Beta Club is. They bait you. No, I did. I never did it because I could care less. Give me those.
They're good.
Yeah, right. Get out of here. Go eat some candy. Little shit. Get out of my room. No, those are not yours. Bye bye. Close the door. See you later. No. Bye. Bye.
Please.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I got a
Toodaloo.
96 on the test today.
You got a 96 on your test today. All right. This stupid kid. I say stupid as in that she's brilliant. She's really good at math. You got all A's still, right? She got all A's. I don't know where the hell she gets that from because I did not care to get all A's in
Fine,
school.
I got 160.
On a quiz or a test?
Quiz.
On a quiz.
Yeah, because there's 18 questions and I got
Okay.
10 right.
All right, get out of here.
Okay, tell me what you were gonna say about me.
Nothing. Doesn't matter. I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to them. I'm talking about how your piss poor time management skills from yesterday. So yesterday, this kid, my 12-year-old daughter, she gets home from school, and she knows she's got a soccer game. And I told her, like, what, 10, 15 minutes after you got in the door, say, go ahead and go get ready for soccer. So that way you don't have to worry about it. That way I don't have to worry about being late because her butt is taking forever to get ready. Because she takes forever to get ready. She's a girl. So she goes in, she gets her soccer uniform on, and she's chilling on the couch for about an hour and a half or so. She's chilling on the couch, watching TV, just relaxing, right? Yeah, total couch potato. And then sure enough, it's time. I make some pizza, pop some pizza in the oven because we got to go to this soccer game thing. And so I take her to the soccer game. Soccer games from 6:30 to 7:30 is the game. We made it there barely on freaking time, not because of you, but because of Riley, because of Suburban was taking forever to get socks and shoes and find this jacket and whatever. So made it to the soccer game. What was the score? You guys won
0-7.
7-0. 7-0, and they're not even that good.
You lying super bad.
Get out of here. It was a good soccer game. It was fun. It was fun to watch them.
And I did amazing.
Yeah, you did great. You did fantastic. Still didn't score a goal, so I don't have to change your name to a Hispanic name, but you did good.
Gosh.
But anyway, so we got home. We got home around 8:00. You got home around 8:00. She gets ready for bed, showers, right? You showered, got ready for bed. Cody and I went to Walmart real quick and got some ice cream and coffee creamer. But then we got home and she was all ready for bed. And she comes in, she's knocking on the damn door, and she's like, "What did you say?"
I said, can I please study for the test real quick? Because I have a test and I got a 60 on a freaking quiz yesterday. So I need to get an A on the test so I can raise that score.
So she felt like at 8:15 p.m. that she needed to study for a math test the very next day.
25 questions. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got a 96? Yeah. So
It was
she
all
did
worth
good.
it.
Huh?
It was all worth it.
It was.
I stayed up
it
till
was-
like 12.
No, you stayed up till like 10:15. Yeah, because I got on to your ass at about 10 o'clock and said, "All right, that's enough." At that point, sleep is more important than whatever studying you can do past that time. So, yeah. So she ended up getting a 96. So good for her. Yay, yay, hoorah! No prize money, no reward. Just good job. Pat on the back. Pat on the back. Good job.
Okay, so,
All right, get out of here. Your gum smacking's too loud.
Dad, I need to show you something.
Later. Oh, these kids. So yeah, Benchmade cutlery. Anybody have any of their kitchen knives? They're priced way too freaking high. I imagine they're pretty good after you get rid of their factory edge and put your own proper edge onto them and actually get to the part where the heat treat is effective to the edge. But yeah, they got an apparent lineup of way over high priced kitchen knives. and all of your premium steels. What steels are they using? Yeah, 154 CN. For $425. Holy shiza. They're unbelievable. Benchmade. They ain't doing anything right anymore. More firewood. That's all that is. What did you say? What did you say, my wife? What did you say earlier? Oh, your crackers. Your crackers. These toasted chips, they're not even crackers, they're chips. And they're vegetable. I'm eating them, honey, because I'm trying to eat more healthy and lose some weight for you. For you. So I'm eating them for you. All for you. Because I love you. Not because they're tasty. These things are awful. They're terrible. But I'm trying to eat healthy and lose some weight for you. They're not yours when you're not here. That's what she said. She said they're mine. I won't eat all of them. I'll save a few. But anyways, so here's funny shit. So we were at the fair on last Saturday, and I opted, and again, to save money, and because I really, how many amusement parks I've been to, how many roller coaster rides and other crazy rides and other stuff that I've done. I just at fairs, the rides that are fairs are nothing special to me. So I'm good, especially when the damn wristbands to ride the rides at fairs are, what were they, $30 freaking a person? Yeah, no thank you. To me, that's not worth it. For me, that's not worth it. So for the kids, yes, I want them to have fun. So I opted, I'm not gonna ride rides. Don't bother buying me a wristband. Don't need to spend that money there. Save $30. I'd rather see that $30 go into something else like more funnel cakes, please. I did eat my funnel cake. I got my funnel cake. I bit my tongue at having to pay $9 for one, but I bought a funnel cake and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved my funnel cake. It was worth every delicious savoring bite that I took of it. It was worth it. I love funnel cakes. But so anyway, so the kids did all the rides and stuff, and I would stand in lines, the line for the longer lines for some rides, while they went on the short lines for the other rides, and then once I got close to the ride, then they'd come over and take their place. So yeah, I was a line placeholder. I was the reserver of line placement. And so I have this. Check this out. This is Suburban talking with this teenage girl. And this boy is got all the charm. He's making her laugh and smile. And at the end of the ride, she said goodbye, Riley, to him. He was totally being a player. And I couldn't have been more proud of this little man. He rode a ride with her. And he rode a ride with, unfortunately, she turned when I snapped the picture, but there's another cute girl, again, 12, 13-year-old girl, way too old for him, but nonetheless, he was loving every minute of it. He was being a total sleazeball with the ladies that night. And it was fun for me to sit there and watch. And speaking of sit there and watch, I brought that. Hold on. I got it. Oh, where do I have it? I thought I brought it in the house. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Where'd it go? I don't know where I set it down. It's not over here. It might be in the back of my car still. I brought my collapsible chair stool thing. If you saw me at Blade Show, middle of the year, I had it there. But it's the collapsible chair, round chair thing, and that thing is sweet. And for less than $25, they're a lifesaver when you have to. While everybody else was having to stand while the kids were riding the rides, and all of us parents that weren't riding the rides with them, we were just standing there. My ass got to sit down because I had that little collapsible stool thing, and I carried it around with me, and went from one ride to the next, and just popped the squat, and took some pictures and video clips, and checked my phone, did a little shopping, whatever. While the kids rode the ride, man, I had so many people come up to me and be like, man, that is so cool. Where'd you get that? So many people. And I was just, I messaged Maddie, Matisfaction. I was like, dude, you have no idea how great it was having this thing at the fair the other night. And how many people were asking me about it. I was like, if only I had a freaking one of your licenses to sell those things. If I had a license, a permit to sell those, and about 100 of them, man, just in the one night, within like maybe an hour and a half, I could have sold about 100 of those things and made a pretty stinking good profit. But yeah. Oh, if only, right? If only. It was great. It was great. My back didn't, by the end of the night, my back was not killing me. My feet weren't aching. My knees weren't bothering the shit out of me. I felt I was good. I was good. It was a lifesaver. It made that evening a lot more bearable and not miserable. I was not miserable at the end of it. If I hadn't been able to sit down all the time like that, then my body would have hated me. Yep, it straight up would have. I'm getting too old for this shit. More so, I'm just too busted up and broken. But yeah. Apple Festival down the road. One of the vendors was serving spaghetti and meatballs. No better walking around food than spaghetti and meatballs. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Really? It's been that long since you've had a funnel cake. They sell the stuff in the grocery store and tell you how to make your own at home, but I think the wife got the stuff for me to do it, but I've never made my own at home. My mom did one time. She made some little mini ones. They were like little mini personal pan-sized ones, like your Tony's personal pizzas that you can get at the damn vending machine. It was like that size. And she made some for me one time when we were visiting that were like that, and they weren't the same. And it's also, as much as I'm not that big of a fan of going to the fair, there's just something about matching up eating the funnel cake at the fair. Just the fact that you're at a fair when you're eating a funnel cake. I did, and I posted up a video of it happening on Instagram. But they had some pig races. So they had these little piglets, and they had a little course for them to go around, and so they raced these pigs. So that's fun. I don't know if they do that everywhere in the country, but they do it down here in the South. And that shit was hilarious, especially the part that I videotaped was where they had to jump into this little stretch of water and swim. And some of those pigs, they dived out far. They had some jumps on themselves. I didn't think pigs could jump like that, but there was a couple of these pigs that really leapt out into the water. They were like almost halfway across, straight off of the friggin' platform. Big ass jumps. Oh yeah, and they have fried Oreos. I'm not that big a fan of it. Riley Suburban, he didn't even he tried. He took a tiny little bite on one and was like, "Nah, I'm good." He wasn't all that keen about him either. But yeah, so fairs are fun. Even if you don't like the fair, it's still a good experience, and you end up having fun anyways because you're with family, you're doing something together,
I don't
that
have it
kind of thing.
anymore. I can't find it.
Okay. Yeah, more than halfway. My wife says more than halfway across the span of water. Yeah, they made some really pretty athletic looking jumps. Yes. I must have fed them crack or something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They're called speed pigs. Ah, it's too funny. I'm gonna get in trouble. YouTube's gonna ban me. So hopefully next Saturday, fingers are crossed. Y'all pray for me. Pray with me that John at EMP EDC will get the OTFs in, get his QC done, and be able to post them up. By golly, if I don't have my EMP EDC OTF by friggin' Halloween. Now he replied to one of my comments, and he told me I had the patience of a saint, and I think he was being sarcastic because I have been probably the most impatient motherfucker on this knife than anybody else. I want this freaking knife so damn bad. I don't know what she's referring to. I have no idea what she's talking about. I have no idea. No idea. Women don't make any sense. Whatever. Yeah, next weekend is the Florida Georgia weekend. It's your college football. It's the only good football that's out there. Screw the NFL. Yeah, I know you sent me stuff on everything. I'm always in trouble. When am I not in trouble? My tent and sleeping bag is used more here at home here than anywhere else. Always in a damn doghouse. I've been good lately. I've been behaving for the most part. But yeah, I recorded earlier this afternoon, pretty much right when I got home from work. I recorded the video on the Migron, Moyaro, and Centurion. So that is going to get posted this evening. Pretty much I'm going to upload it onto the channel after I'm done with the live here. So that's a cool video. I did like I said I was going to do. I played G-Ball's video on it and then provided my thoughts and expertise and comedy comments. to it. So fried ice cream. Yeah, that is an interesting combination, Dang Ross. That's brain freeze and burn your tongue. Yeah. Like, can we find more ways of torturing ourselves? The kids are hungry. They're getting into the cabinets. I keep hearing the cabinet door slamming and opening and closing, opening and closing. Just pick something. But yeah, anybody doing anything fun this weekend? The wife's working this weekend, so I gotta find stuff to do with the kids. Oh, we're going bowling Sunday. My daughter's having a day with my grandmother on Saturday. Right, Saturday? I don't know. The wife will tell me everything all over again, what I'm supposed to do with them through the weekend, even though I've forgotten half of it. She'll remind me at least 5 times between now and when the shit goes down. And I'll probably skip something because it's just too much for me to keep up with. Being a dad is hard. It's hard. We got all these kids and all these planned events, and it's just so much stuff to keep up with. I can't do it anymore. I just want to retire. Don't be telling my dog that there's a squirrel.
There's 3 of them out there.
Well, then let him go get after him. I'm sure that there's the pumpkin patches are open this, if not this weekend, for sure next weekend. They're kind of fun if you're all about hay rides and picking out a pumpkin out of a field. The corn mazes are usually pretty cool. I like doing that. That's when my O-lights come in handy. Having a good O-light flashlight. I still prefer a headlamp, so that my hands are free to smack the idiots upside the head for being mean to each other. Well, I finished all of the chili. I was like the only one in my family eating it, I believe. And I also finished the whiskey that I used to go in it, the brown sugar bourbon. Yeah. So that was good whiskey. I liked that flavor. And so I went back to my maple flavor, picked up a bottle of that today. So, yeah. Well, I don't really have anything else for y'all. Y'all got anything for me? I did, along with the nip, I did also get some other EDC items off of Amazon that are supposed to arrive tomorrow. So I will be testing out those products and putting up a video on them as well. I'm going to give a try on. I got a buddy at work that has a small sling bag, a tactical sling bag that he keeps all his EDC type stuff in, and he carries that. He takes that every day he's at work. He's got that bag with him, and he keeps it at his desk in the flooring department. And so he's got all his stuff handy for him there. And so I've had plenty of conversations with him and talking about his bag, and I've seen the stuff that he puts in it. So he's all about the EDC world, and he's just not quite as into knives as I am, as a lot of us are. But so I was looking at and thinking about the fact that I would really enjoy, even though I've got stuff in one of the saddlebags on the motorcycle, and I got a bag and I've got a dedicated book bag, small book bag, filled with EDC crap that I keep in my car, in the trunk of my car, and then I've got stuff in the little visor organizer things, and I've got stuff in the glove box, and I got stuff in the center console, and I got stuff in the little cubby underneath the radio. I've got stuff everywhere in my car. EDC crap wise, preparedness crap wise. But it would be nice to have a little bag like that with a multi-tool and some extra pins, Sharpies, screwdriver bits, or, pry bar thingies, tape and Band-Aids and all that kind of stuff. Flashlight, whatnot. It would be nice to have and do what he does. But I was asking him, I was like, besides, because all I ever see is him bringing in to work where we work at Lowe's. And I asked him, I said, do you also bring that in with you when you go from the car into like Walmart or the grocery store or, wherever? He's like, yeah, no, this thing goes freaking everywhere with me. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I said, well, he's like, why? And I was like, well, I was just thinking about doing the same thing, but, I've looked at and explored the idea of going with something that's designed more like a fanny pack. As much as I hate the idea of a fanny pack, because I'm sorry, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the early 90s, and rocked a fanny pack when I was a little kid. and like once that went away and it became very unpopular in the States to wear a fanny pack, at least everywhere that I've ever lived and spent time in, the only people that I saw in my upper teens and 20s and early 30s carrying fanny packs were freaking tourists at Disney World or Disneyland or whatever. So like the rest of us, we did not wear fanny packs. We had, and I've got my small backpack. I've got my I think it's the Ruck 15 by Mystery Ranch. Love this damn book bag. This is what I had with me at the fair. I love it because it's got the magnetic thing, and the zippers go down like on each side here, and then the magnet on the end right here. There's like 3 magnets going across here. So the magnets kind of help keep it closed, but yet it's still, you don't have to worry about unzipping it when you're kind of just like stationary and you're constantly getting stuff in and out of the backpack. But then it zips all the way and completely closes up solid when you're on the move. But then when you stop and you first go to open it, you can technically just grab where the magnets are, and as long as you got a decent amount, a little bit of weight of gear in the bag, you just let gravity, you just give it a little yank, and it just unzips and it pops open just like this, and you get access to all your stuff just like that. So it's kind of cool. Makes you look pretty badass when you do it in front of everybody. But I love this bag. This is an awesome little backpack, and it's got a pocket for your water bottle on the one side, nothing on the other. You got molly straps and D-rings, and I've got clips and all kinds of stuff. It's got big space, Velcro space, so you can put cool patches on it. The straps are relatively comfortable, and this is the same backpack that I had at Blade Show when I was at Blade Show. My collapsible seat fits in this thing just barely. We're still giving me space to put a lightweight jacket or a rain jacket and some other things in the main pocket, in the main compartments. Yeah, it's a sweet backpack. I take it with me on the bike when I know I'm going somewhere, like, I run down to the grocery store for a sack of potatoes, throw the bag of potatoes right in here, and I'm good to go. Don't have to worry about trying to cram it in my saddlebag or strap it down with bungee cords and any of that shit. So love this Mystery Ranch bag. Mystery Ranch is kind of on the higher price end. Luckily, I get a discount on them with a certain affiliate link that I have access to that you don't have access to. Sorry, snooze, you lose. Nah, it's because I'm an Eagle Scout and work at Lowe's and a number of other things. Prior military. But anyways, I love the backpack, but I don't want to carry that freaking everywhere because you kind of get. If anybody who's carried a small backpack like that on a regular basis, if you go to Walmart or Target or go into the mall with a backpack like that, especially anything that's somewhat tactical looking and styled, everybody looks at you like you're this suspicious theft target. Like they automatically think that you got that because you're going to steal some stuff, right? Everybody gives you that look. Everybody suspects you instantly when you have a backpack on. And it's like, even if and I sometimes, because the helmet that I have that I wear like 2/3 of the year is an open, shield down 3/4 fairly open faced helmet, because that helmet weighs like nothing. And sometimes it's easier just to leave it on my damn head when I'm going into the store to grab like one or two things, and I'm going to be right back out and right back at the bike in like less than 15 minutes. It just makes sense not to bother taking it off. At least to me it does. So I look like a weirdo walking around inside the store with a motorcycle helmet still on my head. But I don't give a shit. It's more convenient to just leave it on, for me at least. So, and I've got the backpack and I've got the motorcycle helmet on. Obviously, I'm not seem like a hooligan, but I'm not a thief. I have no intention of stealing nothing. I do not steal. I'm not a thief at all. I hate people who steal. Bastards. I hate thieves. Can't stand them. Can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten fired because I wanted to take out a thief. Somebody that I knew was stealing. I wanted to take them down so damn bad. I got reprimanded for running out in the parking lot and getting their car and tag information and all that shit. And I always played it off of, I just happened to be going out there to get shopping carts. I was just going out there out in the parking lot to collect shopping carts, and I just happened to notice that vehicle and memorize the plates because I have a photographic memory. Yeah, I went that route and got away with it, but just barely. Because I can't stand thieves. Why? Why do you guys steal? Anyways, I digress. My bad. Sorry. Went off on tangent. But so I'd like to have just one of those little small bags, just put the bare minimums, and I'm thinking about going with a bag that's basically a fanny pack. Just, you'll see it. I ordered it yesterday, and I ordered a different one that's more like a sling bag, just a very small pocket type sling bag. So I'm going to give those a try. Going to test them out, see which one I like more, and hopefully nobody makes fun of me. So I might do it, I might not. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to document it and tell, content for the channel, information for you guys. So that'll be that. Yeah, they're not the only ones. And I don't know how it is where you live, but in my town, Home Depot don't have hardly any cashiers either. And our Walmart doesn't have any cashiers. They even redid the entire front end at my local Walmart, and where they've got at each door, they've got the self-checkout stations. And then in the middle, they made, instead of normal full-length register aisles, they did those little mini ones. So they're really not that much bigger than a self-checkout, station. They're just a little bit bigger so that you can put a person behind the computer part of it. And so there's less of those. There's more of the pay on your own checkout stations, do-it-yourself stations, and they have like on each side of our Walmart, they have for the self checkouts, they've got maybe about 12 to 15 on each side by each entrance exit area. And then in the middle, they've got maybe about 20 of these standalone mini registers, but they only ever have about 2, maybe 3 employees functioning at those checkout registers that are not the self checkouts. They only put a few out there, even though they've got a whole mess of them. They only have a few people opening the registers. Usually only 1 or 2, sometimes 3 on the weekends when it's super busy. But yeah, so that's our Walmart. And at the Lowe's that I work out, they usually have 2. They have at least 1 actually opened with the register open, a standalone register open, and then they have a second person that's assisting in the self-checkout and monitoring the self-checkout to try to deter theft. But I mean, it's across the board with all retail these days. Unless you're a mom and pop type store owner, all your retail, all your major, corporate stores, that's how they've all gone. And they've all taken up the policy of, as an employee, you're not allowed to keep a customer from going out the door, and you're not allowed to chase them out in the parking lot to get their information, to hunt them down, to get their vehicle information and their license plate information. You're not allowed to do that. It's against corporate and store policy, and it's punishable by being terminated. We're not allowed to do it. Not allowed to do it anymore. Yeah, it sucks. It's pathetic. It might as well be gun-free zones too. Let's not get into that. It's just a very depressing topic. Very frustrating issue. And a lot of it is insurance write-offs and freaking and the law enforcement issues, and the court systems. Problem with the court systems. There's 1 or 2 other things that come into play with that. And I know how it all works. I know all the insider information on how everything goes down every step of the way of the process. I mean, I either learned it in business school or I've learned it from store managers and through speaking with human resources with a couple of different businesses and talking with lawyers. So I know how it works. And I've seen a couple of court cases. I've been in the courtroom with a couple of theft charges. So I see how that part of it works too. I know how it all works. I disagree with you, Ross. I don't think that they deserve it. I think that our society as a whole. I don't need popcorn.
Then who's this in?
It must be Riley's or Cody's. Why don't you ask?
Okay. Well, I just thought it was yours.
No, they're not mine. Society as a whole deserves better from its own people. Our economy and our society should not lack the moral upbringing or the success to where so many people feel that it is okay to steal. Our society deserves better. We as people deserve better than to have to deal with that every day. And I'm in a medium-sized town where it's really not that bad. I can't imagine living in a major city, especially those particular cities up north that have it so god-awful. The ones that you hear in the news and you read about in papers or whatever. It's on social media and whatnot. And then what's even worse is the stand buyers that just stand there and just take video. They just record it like it's a freaking, Entertainment Tonight. Like it needs to be on Entertainment Tonight. And it's just, it blows my mind. But anyway, no more of that. No more. Where do you live that you're dealing with 100 degrees outside temperature? Where the hell are you at, Neil? We're like 80 degrees is our high today, if that. I think it's 78 or 79. I do have the AC going though. They are. Here. This is what I bitched to the wife. I mean, I didn't bitch to her. I was venting. She does it too. But okay, so we had inventory this week for the whole store. So every third-party company came in and they scanned at every little thing, everything with a price tag, and counted it. Okay, theoretically, that's what they were supposed to do. And by the end of the week, our shit's more fucked up than it was before. But I mean, that's the reality of it. Not everybody does the job and does the job right? Sorry, it's just human nature. That's out in California. They really are on that. Arizona and California is still that hot right now. Oh, I did see that. I did see that when I was looking at the weather. Yeah, we in the South are in like a little. We got a band of cool shit, so like it's gonna be down below 60. We've had nights in the 40s this week, in the upper 40s, which is freezing cold for South Coastal Georgia and Florida. But yeah, y'all out west have gotten all this chunk of heat. That sucks. You still don't have bugs like we do here. Despite being hot out there, y'all don't have freaking sand gnats and mosquitoes the size of your fucking hands like we do down here. And they were out at the soccer game last night. The wife and I and the other two kids, we were miserable. My daughter was out there on the field, so she's running around. She didn't have to deal with it. But those of us sitting there watching on the sidelines, it was not fun. Nice to see you, Luke. Thanks for stopping in. Hello. I'm about to wrap it up, though. But yeah, so they did inventory this week for the whole store. And then we had overnight, and they were not supposed to receiving any new stuff from the trucks, but they did. They did for one truck. And boy, did that screw shit up even worse. But then during the exact same week, it was front-end appreciation. We were supposed to appreciate our front-end employees. Our front-end employees are who? They are the people at the customer service and people who run/monitor the checkout stations. who for the last 4 weeks or up to 6 weeks, those of us out on the floor in our departments who have been busting our asses, crawling underneath shelves to get the shit that fell because overnight dim was too lazy to put stuff up in the top shelves in what's called top stock. They just crammed it and just kept cramming it onto the selling shelves where the price tags are at. And so things end up falling back behind the backside of the shelves into basically no man's land, the unreachable spaces between the aisles, that the only way to get stuff out of there is to empty at least half of a shelf, fucking army crawl back up there, like I said, no man's land, army crawl into that area, and then try to pull that shit out without getting stuck. So that's essentially what I did for aisle after aisle, bay after bay for like 6 weeks straight. And they still, we're supposed to appreciate our front end that did none of that preparation work. Not one of them went down any aisle to fix anything, to adjust anything. They don't have to zone. They don't have to recover. They don't have to put things away. They find their homes. They don't have to do orders for customers. And yeah, they don't do any of that. They don't do any of that.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking, you go the hell away. Goodbye. Close my door. Stop interrupting me. Thank you. Nosy little girl. But yeah, so we appreciate the front end that had it fucking easy as hell. And then this third-party company that Lowe's is paying to come in here and do this particular job, that people like me have bust our asses trying to make it as easy as possible for them. And they get free lunches provided to them by Lowe's at Lowe's expense. And the front end gets cupcakes and balloons and donuts and this and that and little goodie packages and yay for me shit, while the rest of us out on the floor doing all the hard work, what do we get? I got to work all 5 days this week. That's what I got. I got to work all 5 days this week. Yay me. Got some hours. I'm going to get a hearty paycheck next paycheck. That's my reward. Oh man. So yeah, I vented that out to the wife like Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, I feel your pain, B&A. I do. There's 2 or 3 good employees at Lowe's. I won't even talk to any other employees. That's retail. That's the world that we live in. Most stores that you go into, even the mom and pop shop places, the local places, you only get only a handful of them that are actually like employees that, to a small amount, give a shit, or are knowledgeable enough to truly assist you and help you out with whatever you need. But yeah, yes, Gonzo, at least I have a job. I am grateful for that. I do have a job for now. Any day I'm gonna get fired. It's coming. I'm probably gonna get fired sooner than later, and then I'll have to get another job somewhere else, probably at another retail store. But yeah, there's a major deficit in our society as far as in retail, in sales, of people who are just so uneducated and lack every bit of drive to do the job well enough and it just sucks. But I can say at the same time, it sucks as the employee because like I get customers every day that are just like the level of ignorance is borderline stupidity. Some of them are just straight up just dumber than rocks and have absolutely no business trying to do DIY stuff. But unfortunately, they don't have the funds to pay an electrician or a plumber or a handyman. So they're kind of stuck in that self repair mode and just don't have any experience, don't have any education, background, or knowledge, and they're relying on most of the time YouTube videos and sadly, unfortunately, TikTok videos as to why they should do something or not do something. And that's the worst because there's so much misinformation and terrible stuff out there that people get electrocuted and freaking end up burning half their house down because they followed advice of someone that didn't know any better than them. It's so bad. It is so bad. I had a lady, she showed me a picture on her phone. Bless her heart, she took a picture of it with her phone where she had cut out like a 3 foot by 3 foot square section out of her wall. And how she cut this section out of her wall without cutting the pipe that was behind it, I have no idea. That's a miracle in itself. But behind the old brass or copper pipes, they hadn't been copper. Yeah, they were copper. They weren't brass. They were copper. Judging by the patina, how green they were, that's not brass. That's copper. The old copper. She said the house was built in like the mid '60s, so it was an old ass house. Old copper pipes for the plumbing, going vertically. Actually, there was one going horizontally, but then she had wires going through, in between, and across these pipes to outlet boxes, to your outlets in the wall that you plug your shit into. And these wires were just all separated loosely, free floating through the wall across all this plumbing and old copper pipes that were freaking condensating like motherfuckers. One of them might even actually have had a very small, slow leak. It was a goddamn nightmare. And I'm just like, look, lady, please get an electrician and or a plumber to fix this. Do not do this on your own, because she had no idea what those wires were or how they should have been properly ran. And the fact that those pipes need to be inspected for leaks and coated, insulated. Oh man, like this lady is. I asked her to get a plumber or an electrician, and she's like, I don't have the money for that. I do it myself. I just do it myself. And I was just like, oh. You're going to see this woman in the emergency room in a couple of days, and half her house is burnt to the ground because she tried to do it herself. Like, that's where I'm going with this. And I get customers like this almost every freaking day. And then I also get the customers, contractors, and they swear they know everything. Or on top of that, I get people that's they're, oh, this is my favorite one. Beautiful lady comes in. I've had plenty of beautiful ladies that come in, and they asked me for this. They've got a list. They got their little shopping list. That's what they do, right? They're good at this. They're organized. They're on point. This is what I need. This is what I need. Can you get this for me? Can you show me where this is? Yeah. So they got their list, and then you're walking them around, and you're looking at the list, and then I'm asking them because I'm trying to do my due diligence of my job of saying, all right, so this is what you need. What exactly are you installing? What are you trying to renovate? Are you doing a renovation? Are you what is going on here? What is this getting connected to? What are you setting up here that you need this wire, you need this type of outlet, so that I make sure that if they need, do they need a 15 volt or a 15 amp outlet with GFCI or water resistant or tamper resistant, or they need a 20, it's that kind of stuff. So that they're putting in the right things that's going to pass building code requirements when they get their building code inspectors there when they turn around to go and sell the house, right? So I'm trying to make sure that they get what they really truly need and not just what they think that they need or what's going to get them by. And then that's also how I can get them to think about, well, not only do you need outlets or, a circuit breaker, or you also need, wire cutter strippers, and you need your wire nuts, and you need your crimping, things, and you need this, electrical tape, and you need that, and trying to make sure that they get everything that they need so that they don't come back and ask me for more shit, later in the day or the next day. Just try to get them in and out with everything that they need, and they don't have to return frustrated and upset. And then that way we get good reviews, and that way I don't have to ever see them again. But yeah, so I get these people all the time, and these ladies come in and it's like, and they tell me that this is what they need, and I'm like, well, actually, you'd be better off with this or this because of this reason and that reason and this other reason. And they're like, oh, no. My father was an electrician for 20 plus years. He knows what he's talking about. He says this is what I need. Like, okay, all right. For the 20 plus years that he was an electrician, was 50 years ago. Things have changed. Building code requirements have changed. Your different connectors and proper wire gauges for different types of lighting, a lot of that has changed. Does he know about that? Because I do. So, yeah, sometimes it's worth the battle. Sometimes it's not worth the battle. I had a lady that, an older lady, sweet as can be. Oh, she was such a wonderful person, an amazing person. She was so sweet, very kind-hearted older lady. And her husband was her poor husband. Bless his heart. He was hilarious. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this with this woman. Bless his heart. But as wonderful as she was so stubborn about the fact that she wanted light bulbs. She wanted some light bulbs for her chandelier. And she had one of those old chandeliers that took like a dozen or more light bulbs, right? And they're all the candelabra, the little skinny base, the candelabra style light bulbs, right? And this chandelier holds like a gazillion of them, okay? And she doesn't want so much light in the room, and she doesn't want all the heat. So she's putting together, she's mashed together in her logical sense that the brighter the light bulb is, the more heat that it's producing. So if I want less heat and I want less light, then I got to go down to a not so bright bulb that will also put out less heat. But she swore, would not let me tell her otherwise, that all LEDs are insanely bright and that because they're insanely bright, they must put out a crap ton of heat. If anybody knows anything better about light bulbs, that's not the case. That's not how LEDs are made. That's not how it works with an LED bulb. They put out this amount of heat compared to your old school light bulb, incandescent bulbs that put out like 90% heat to light ratio. So I could not. She was just so adamant. She was like, I don't want LEDs. I don't want these LE something or another. She couldn't even say LED. She couldn't attach the D. Like, she was so upset about not wanting LED bulbs that she couldn't even say LED. She kept saying LE something or another's. So I got her some 40-watt old school incandescent. Yeah, and I told her what my mom used to do before LEDs was she would just not screw all of them all the way in. So only half of the chandelier would be lighted. And that way you get a lot less heat. Well, in the wintertime, she would screw them all the way in because she kind of wanted the heat. But yeah, so the customers that you deal with at Lowe's, and probably the same customers that are in Home Depot, we get a lot of customers that come from Home Depot to Lowe's because they either got frustrated not being able to find what they want or what they need and not getting any help from any employees at Home Depot, so they come to Lowe's. And if they're lucky, they come through electrical plumbing when I'm around. They get somebody who knows what they're freaking talking about and what they're dealing with and can steer them in the right direction. So yeah, I can't tell you how many times I find laying on the floor in the aisles or on a shelf a note, a list, a shopping list that says something or another at Home Depot with a line through it, and then go to Lowe's or get it at Lowe's. I can't tell you how many times I found that. But yet, people like Brand New American have somehow gotten better luck getting certain things at Home Depot. So, I mean, it is what it is, and it greatly depends on where you're at. There's a lot of things that we don't have at our Lowe's that are at other Lowe's stores in other parts of the country. There's a lot of stuff. And there's plenty of stuff that they don't have that we have. So it's everything's based off of regional and sales, and it comes down to numbers on charts. So Lowe's does not sell Makita or Milwaukee. But guess what they do sell, Brand New American? Guess what they do sell that Home Depot used to sell? Klein Tools. Klein Tools ended their contract with Home Depot and started a contract with Lowe's. So now Lowe's has all of your Klein Tools. You're welcome. The owner, the actual owner, the CEO of Lowe's right now used to be one of the higher ups for Home Depot. They kind of ended up doing this shit for a while and then spread apart and then start mirroring each other again. It's weird, messed up. You can say Tractor Supply is king, but you're going to pay king prices at Tractor Supply. There's a royalty tax at Tractor Supply on everything. There's very little at Tractor Supply that isn't priced way higher than the same stuff is at Lowe's, Home Depot, or Walmart. Or even Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware often has better deals than Tractor Supply on the same freaking tools, materials, product. They do. I'm not bashing Tractor Supply. That's what you see. When you know, and when you see it, you see it. But yeah. That's the way to go. At the end of the day, that's the best deal there is right there. Refurbished flashlight from Maddie for 10% off. So there you go. Thank you, Shark Guy. I like that. Yes, for absolutely for trailer supplies. If you don't have a Tractor Supply, or an Ace Hardware is another good place for trailer supplies, trailer parts, and accessories and stuff, and even some of your livestock stuff. Ace carries, depending on where you live. Some have more than others. But then also, as far as trailer supplies goes, you have your places that sell farming equipment, and then you have your places that sell like travel trailers, motorhomes and big and small travel trailers. Those places are also great places to get trailer supplies. And then there's always, by default, Amazon. Gotta love Amazon, right? Prime shipping in 2 to maybe 3 or 4 days. it's just the way it is now, right? No, they've gotten, since COVID, Amazon's gotten for the most part back on par with their Prime shipping of being 2 days, and then just occasionally it might take a third day for most of your Prime shipping. The only thing that I'm noticing personally with that is that the item might be listed as a Prime shipping item, but it might not be in stock at the warehouse yet for them to ship it out until date X. So then, therefore, once it arrives there on date X, it'll get shipped and out to you 2 days after that date. So it might end up being almost a week before you get it, because it's not going to get to its shipping warehouse until Wednesday. So you'll get it on Friday, and today's Monday. So, yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Has it door pineapple for the weekends without the kidlets? What? I need a fucking weekend without the kids. Need to go backpacking. God, I need to go backpacking. But just the way I can't for like the next 3 weekends. Well, I couldn't go last weekend because the wife was adamant about doing the fair. I can't this weekend because this weekend my daughter, or the wife, is working this weekend. Plus, my daughter has her thing on Saturday, stuff on Saturday, and then we're all supposed to be at the bowling alley on Sunday for a church bowling thing on Sunday. So this weekend I can't go backpacking. And then next weekend, which is the weekend right before Halloween, I believe the wife is off that weekend, but the wife and I are going out at least Friday night, if not then Saturday night as well, in our set of costumes as date nights and hangouts for Halloween party stuff, and we're going to be in costume. So that's next weekend, and then the weekend after that, the wife is working again. I'm quite certain of. What weekend is that? That would be the weekend of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of November. So I'm probably not going to get to go backpacking that weekend. So I don't know. The 10th, 11th, 12th maybe? Or the 17th, 18th, 19th? I have no idea when I'm going to get to go backpacking. But I really want to get out and go backpacking. For myself, for the channel, to interact and use some of my gear. I don't really have any new gear that I want to use but I do have gear that I want to use and get some more use out of. Yeah. So I want to go backpacking, but I don't know when the hell it's gonna happen. And this is like my favorite time of the year, fall, when the leaves are changing, the nights are cool, doesn't get too hot during the day. Like this is the time to go backpacking. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out there before it starts to get real cold. And then it's not pretty in the mountains, it's dead because it's winter. So who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah, tell me about it. DeWalt batteries go on sale? Never. I can say that Cobalt, and unless somebody just recently within the last month came out with some, Cobalt makes a 24-volt lithium battery for power tools. And then so does Lowe's own proprietary brand called Flex. So Lowe's branded Flex drills and other tools, battery powered tools, use a 24-volt battery, and then the Cobalts use a 24-volt battery. I don't think there's anybody else right now. I think everybody else is still at 20 volts. Is the max. But again, that's battery. That's battery power and capacities. Makes no difference unless you have a better drive motor for the tool with more torque. And as long as you make a better motor with more torque for the 24-volt batteries, you're no better off than going with the ones that are 20 volts that have been out for like 2 decades, right? So they have Cobalt and Flex have better motors. There's slightly better motors than any other 20-volt battery drills and drivers and saws and whatever. Out of those two, nitpicking on the research end of it, it was difficult as hell for me to find and figure out which one had more torque. Mainly in your drills was where I was most curious, because you could feel a slight difference between the two. On the Cobalt 24 Max drills and the Flex drills. The Flex drills crank out a little bit more torque. So as far as busting loose that pain in the ass nut off of a bolt that you want to get out the freaking grinder wheel and just cut the shit off of, you're going to have the best luck with the Flex drills, impact drills or hammer drills, to free that nut loose, because their drills have a little bit more torque than the Cobalts, which have more torque. Both of them have more torque in their motors than your 20-volt DeWalt drills or Makita or any other brand. I still own and use on a weekly basis some old Craftsman drills that are 19.2 volt batteries. And one of them is an impact drill, and the other two are regular driver drills. One's a 3/8 bit receiver, and one's a half bit receiver. But I've had those three drills for more than a decade with the same batteries. The batteries were made by Die Hard. They're Die Hard made batteries for more than a decade, and I have used and abused the shit out of them. They have been put to construction type tasks that are way above and beyond the DIY or home improvement guy. And that's what those drills were initially intended for, was not industrial use. And I've put them through some semi-industrial use. And those Die Hard batteries have just freaking rocked and rocked and rocked. I don't know how many damn charges they've gone through, but yeah, they are not quitting. Die Hard batteries, yeah. So on Craftsman's, and the drills have been fine too. They've not given me issues. So Craftsman, right? Who knew? Well, I think I need to call it quits for the day with y'all. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Next Friday we'll do a giveaway. Might even two. Okay? Hold me to it. And I remember myself just now that I need to make my little playlist for my food videos. So yeah, y'all look for. I'm gonna finish uploading my videos. My video on the Migron, Moyarl, and Centurion. So that'll get posted within the next hour or two. So y'all check that out. It's a fun one. I made it interesting. And I'll see y'all in the other lives. Possibly. I don't know. Tonight's date night. The wife asked me out on a date. And I felt inclined to say yes. So y'all have a good weekend. I love you. Appreciate you dropping in, providing feedback in the chat, as always. Y'all take care.